Well, as you can see here, we got some body work done on the Sequoia, and I've got some of the little low spots, some scratches and stuff. I got those filled in with a little bit of light filler, and now we just need to do a real good final sanding with like a 600 grit, probably wet sand all this. So we'll probably pull it out in the driveway and wet sand all this. But first, I want to flip this thing around and work on the back, on the lift gate and the spoiler on the back, get that off, get the third brake light out, and then get the back prepped as well. And then we'll take this thing outside in the driveway and we'll wet sand it out there. So that way it's not making a huge water and white powder mess all over the floor in my garage. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to flip this thing around, work on the lift gate, get that thing all straightened out, nice and straight and beautiful, and then get it out there and get it sanded. We won't have it all prepped up. We'll just need to put in a little primer down on some of these bare metal spots and then send her on down the road and get her black. Let's do it. Okay, probably really difficult to see this because it's black, but there's a spoiler right here that's in front of there's a third brake light right here, and then there's a spoiler right here with the LED brake light. The original third brake light is only incandescent bulbs, but the third brake light on the spoiler is actually LED. So we need to get this spoiler off of this lift gate. We also need to get the tail lights off. Well, probably just these, because I don't think I have paperwork to do there or over here. Okay, so all I gotta do is get these lights out right here. I'm gonna get this bezel off right here. The windshield wiper needs to come off, this little thing right here. The window sweep, which needs to be painted anyways. And the spoiler up here, and we need to remove the bumper. Everything pretty straightforward. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get the spoiler off, which I think is just some 10mm nuts. So we'll go ahead and do that first. So we open the last night adventures. We need to get this little top plastic trim off. Some clips. And these side pieces. Now, there are some access holes. I think there's one here. Yep, one there. And I think one of these on each side. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay. We got rubber grommet here. And there's a little plastic grommet in the actual behind this trim handle. There we go. There we go. About 4 10mm hooks. Need my tools. Thank you. learning what not to do when painting or repainting an old vehicle. So I'm out here working on my 2001 Toyota Sequoia out here. You can tell I've repainted this whole panel right here and it looks freaking amazing. Look at this. This looks awesome. There's minimal trash in it. It looks really good. It turned out amazing. You know, I had a really bad spot right here. It's all gone now. This is all good. And I also learned that the SEM 2K primer in a rattle can does not flow out smooth at all. And then it dries so rock hard in this heat down here on the Gulf Coast that it basically is like concrete. And when I sanded it down the best I could, I thought, but it's still, when I sprayed the base coat over it, the black base coat, because I put some like right here, a couple of little spots like right there. That 2K primer was just soaking up the base coat so much that it would look like dry spots on the base coat. And I knew that the clear would not lay down very well on that. I knew that. I knew it wasn't going to. So even after all of the work I did on this lift gate back here, doing the repairing where somebody took a crowbar down here and messed that up, and then there was a dent right here. I repaired the dent right there. I could not get the base coat to lay smooth back here, but I made a mistake. This is what happens when you don't paint a lot, when you don't paint vehicles a whole lot. Basically, I'm gonna have some mistakes and some learning lessons, obviously, because I had a huge learning lesson on this one that I've learned before, but I forgot. And so, yeah, look at that right there. That right there is no bueno. No bueno. That will not work. So as you can see here, in the reflection of the Mr. Light over here, gives us a good idea of what's going on here. Anyways, I have prepped this freaking lift gate about 6 times now and tried spraying base coat on it. And every time I try to spray base coat on it, it just doesn't work out. It doesn't lay down smooth. I don't know. I just cannot get it right. So it's like trial and error. So when I painted these quarter panels right here, so I painted this quarter panel right here and the one on the other side, which includes all the way down that whole section there, all the way up this C-pillar, all the way back across to here, to this line, and then all the way forward, all the way forward to here, okay? That's the quarter panel. That's that quarter panel. I don't plan on painting the doors. I think the black matches really well, but we'll see after I polish it. I mean, this is not polished. This right here is fresh paint. Obviously, it looks way nicer, you know? So, and this is a garage paint job. I mean, this is not a body shop. I did this myself. I just have a decent spray gun, you know, and a really crappy air compressor that can't keep up with nothing. It's just a 30 gallon, so it really struggles. But I think it turned out really nice. I haven't done the front yet. Up here, I did a little test spray right here, but it was just a test spray before I sprayed that back. And then what I did on the roof up here is I sprayed it with black base coat, but that's a low gloss clear coat. The same low gloss clear coat that I used on the Mercedes, I actually used up here on the roof to give it a matte black. It looks like it's looks like it's wrapped, but it's not wrapped. It's just a low gloss clear coat. I thought that was really a nice touch, and kind of flows with the look I'm going for here when it's all said and done. But anyways, these quarter panels turned out really nice. They really did. My intent when I sprayed these quarter panels was to spray the liftgate too, but since the base coat went down really nicely on the quarter panels but did not go so nice on the liftgate, I didn't take the liftgate off because obviously the base coat was still curing, and I was like, well, you know, once it cures I'll sand it all out. Well, the next day, 24 hours after I sprayed this clear coat, I didn't take this off, so you can see there where I cleared kind of some overspray. There's some clear coat overspray over to like here. You can kind of see how it kind of fades in. So there's a little bit of clear coat here, and there was a little clear coat here, and a little bit right here, just like right on the edge. It wasn't bad. Same thing over here on this side. You can see how good that quarter panel looks. Looks really good. Looks way better than it did. Don't have the stupid little where the limited thing was. It's kind of rough here because of that 2K primer problem that I was having, but it's mostly good. Mostly good. We're going to talk about that. I think it'll be fine once I do a little color sand and polish right there. I think it'll be okay. But anyway, I did the same thing over here. You can see I got a little clear coat overspray over to like here, and then I had some here, and then a little bit down here. Okay, so what I did, and here's my mistake, is I scuffed this down and sanded this whole panel with a 600 grit. I wet sanded 24 hours after I sprayed this clear coat that oversprayed onto here. I wet sanded this whole liftgate with 600 grit wet dry, sandpaper. 600. That's 3M 600 blues, which is this right here. So this is a 3M sticky back for sanding. This is the blue 3M stuff. They're really good stuff. This stuff sands so nice. Anyways, I sanded this entire panel. Then I taped everything off the roof. These nice newly painted 24-hour-old quarter panels. I taped everything off, and then I sprayed base coat on 24-hour-old clear coat. Obviously, I'm a jackass. I should have known that I needed to sand this completely off, because you can't spray a urethane base coat over the top of the clear coat. It will ruin it. You can see what happened. It crinkled it all up, and it's got to be sanded, and it's rock hard now. It's been about 48 hours since I sprayed this base coat, and you can see what it did. It crinkled up, but it's like it was this whole area where that was, and you can see it kind of put some paint runs in it. And then the same thing here. Look at these paint runs, and this part right here got the same amount of paint that this section right here got, but all the paint, like right here, it flowed down like a river. It was so crazy. And then down here, I think, yeah, there's another spot like right here. You can kind of see it right there where it kind of spilled down. I think it did some more right here where it spilled down. Then not only that, but I was trying to get this rough stuff out right here from that 2K primer, and man, I mean, even after another coat of base coat, it still is not smooth. Then had this problem. You can see where it flowed down. It's got to be sanded out, and there might be one more down here. You can kind of see where that emblem used to be and had that cement crap. Yeah, so liftgate is obviously still a huge freaking mess. It's a huge mess. So I'm gonna sand that down today. I'm on like day 5, which I can only work on this like a couple hours a day because of my day job, but it's going well. I spent this last weekend, like Saturday and Sunday, I spent basically all day Saturday prepping and all day Sunday masking and painting. So it turned out really nice for what I was trying to do. So I got the roof done, I got both of these quarter panels done, and then I screwed around with this lift gate about 6 freaking times and couldn't get it right, so it never got cleared. It got kind of cleared over here, but it got messed up. But what I'm gonna do now, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and take this opening off right here, and I'm gonna start trying to sand this crap out again. I'm gonna sand all this clear coat off right here, the new clear coat. I'm gonna sand all these runs out, sand all this down. I'm gonna sand everything down with like a 320 sandpaper, and then wipe it all down again, and then we're gonna try to base coat again. Hopefully we can get it done. So hopefully. So I'm just telling you guys because you should know this stuff is not easy. I mean, sometimes it goes really well, and sometimes it just such a pain in the ass. But anyways, let's get this thing sanded. Well, now that we've got all of the back and the roof painted, now we can start on the front. So last night, after I got done with the lift gate, it'll be the 7th time I freaking painted the lift gate, but it turned out really, really, really nice, good and nice, and really, really, really shiny. Looks freaking awesome. So now I can focus on the 2 front fenders, that brace right there, which is the filler between the headlights and the bumper, and the hood right there. So I've already sanded on the hood and the fenders a little bit, and I put some filler in a couple of little places, a couple low spots, nothing serious. But we need to tackle this power antenna real quick here and make sure it is butagulous. One thing to note here that I realize is pretty sure that the front end of this Sequoia has been in a very minor collision, but I noticed that all of this stuff right here is really crinkled. You can see all the little ripples in it, all the ripples all through here. You can see that is just way off right there, because I had to straighten out a lot of this down here. So like this bracket right here was all mangled up. It's still kind of mangled up right there. I got to straighten that out. But this was all mangled up, and I got this all straight. So this radiator support piece, and it welds on. But just from looking at some of the welds and stuff right here, I think that this right here is aftermarket. I think. I'm not 100% positive, but I think it's aftermarket. I think it's been replaced, but I don't know. Maybe not, and it was just pulled and straightened out and re-welded. I don't know. Anyways, but there's no frame damage. There's no frame damage, no signs of any repairs to anything to do with the frame. It looked like it was just all cosmetic, but this definitely looks like it's been re-welded or welded, and no seam sealer or anything put over it. I don't guess you would put seam sealer here, but they didn't put any paint on it for sure. But I also had to straighten out this whole side right here as well. This was all mangled up, and none of this matched up. This bracket right here didn't match up. Like it's really, 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 really flimsy, but you know, it's is what it is. But I want to clean all this right here. I don't want none of this trash, dirt and sand and whatnot that's behind here. I don't want none of this stuff getting in my paint once I start blowing some compressed air around. But last night I actually took this piece off. I've already test fit everything, and the gaps look absolutely flawless on here. So, but I back sprayed this, and I back sprayed both of the fenders. The new one and the old one are new to me from the junkyard, so they're back sprayed now, so they look freaking awesome. But I need to wash all of this crap right here, and this whole front end needs to be washed. And try not to take my head off over here. This Sequoia is so freaking huge, it just barely freaking fits in here, man. Just freaking barely fits. But yeah, I need to get this body work done so we can get this painted. Oh man, it's Friday. I had to go to the farm this morning and do a little work, and a couple of horses got out of the paddock, and man, I am exhausted. But I just wanted to work on this power antenna while it's sitting here right next to me, readily available, and get that old thing out of here so we can get the new antenna installed. So I think there's just like one 10 millimeter bolt down here that we need to get off, and then peel this plastic rain cover off back, and then open it up and get that thing out. So I'm gonna do that real quick.